Big Country 1460 AM and in Cleburne 93.1 FM. That is Bobby Bear and Miller's Cave. Tell us a little bit about that, Clint.
Basically, it's the same issue that Terry's dealing with on the crime control tax, the fire control tax. What we want to let people know is that our role in this as a city is to provide education and information about the tax. We're not advocating for or against the tax. What we want to do is to provide some good information for our citizens so they can look at it, evaluate it, see if it has value for them, and then they can vote on May 14th. I think one of the pieces of information that is important is that this is a sales tax, Jimmy. It is not a property tax. People that come to the city of Cleburne and they shop at Walmart, they eat at Applebee's, they eat at any other place, they're going to pay a sales tax whether they live in the city or not. Mm-hmm. So citizens have an opportunity to, consider a tax that is going to be paid by other people other than the citizens of Cleburne. Mm-hmm. When we talked to the state comptroller's office about this, the average person will pay about $16.50 of an increase per 1/8 cent. So right now that's the information that we're providing for our citizens. The other good thing about this is that it's completely controlled by the citizens. They have the opportunity to decide whether they want this tax implemented, both the fire control and the crime control tax within the city or not. In 5 years, that tax will expire, and the council must approve, if they so desire, to extend that, and then it will go before a vote of the citizens again.
So both of these propositions will be for 5 years.
That's correct. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Jimmy, our board, the Fire Control Board, when they looked at it, what they were interested in is providing what they called boots on the ground. So with our tax, they're proposing for the 2-year budget to fund 4 additional personnel and then some equipment.
Okay.
Public safety equipment is very specialized and as a result is very expensive. So fire equipment, police equipment is something you can't go on to Walmart and buy off the shelf. So unfortunately that stuff is expensive, and this will have a mechanism that we can purchase some equipment for the city, for the fire department and police department.
Are you finding that the citizens are aware of these two propositions, kind of trying to educate the folks that they're on the ballot?
I think that as a whole we're having a difficult time getting the word out, and that's what we'd like to do, again, more than anything, is to just provide some information and try to get the word out that it is on the ballot. Take a look at it. Get the information, try to get some correct information. I was reading an article in the paper from a letter to the editor that had some information in it. Unfortunately, that was a little misleading, not exactly accurate, but I urge you as a citizen to, if you have some information and you're not sure about that, do the research yourself. Take a look, make some phone calls. If you want to contact somebody at the city, we'll be glad to provide you with the information that is accurate based on what we have.
Okay, so this will be proposition number 1 as far as the fire tax.
Absolutely.
Right? Crime tax, like Terry mentioned, proposition number 2. Chief Powell, tell us a little bit about proposition 2. It's a crime tax. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Jimmy, the City Council ordered an election for a 1/8 cent crime tax for the police department, be a public safety tax, and a 1/8 cent tax for the election for the fire department. Our 1/8 cent obviously would go for equipment, training, such things as that. We're estimating the income on that would be around $700,000 annually. Actually, we're looking at just upgrading equipment, expanding some programs, some education, some public education, maybe some police academies for the citizens of Cleburne, things like that.
All right, and of course this has been in the work. How did all of this kind of come about? Of course, and wind up on the ballot. Of course, cities and everybody else kind of facing shortfalls and budgets and things like that.
Sure. Late last year, the council decided to explore the idea of a 1/8 cent sales tax for the police district and a 1/8 cent sales tax for the fire district. 2 7-member boards were formed, one for Chief Ishmael and one for myself. that board, in cooperation with us, then formed a budget, and then that was taken to the council. The election was ordered, so it's on the ballot for May 14th.
Okay, all right, and the monies that would be received from that, you say approximately would be about 700,000 or so?
For each entity.
For each one, okay. So you have kind of laid out exactly what this would be used for. You say equipment, updating.
Yes, sir. Example, police cars.
Okay.
Our police fleet, one of the lowest mileage vehicles, and I say the lowest mileage, is around 60,000 miles, and we're up to well over 100,000 miles.
Right.
We're putting new engines in them on a regular basis. It's difficult upkeep, and right now times are hard, and we do realize that, but we still have to get our job done.